turns our head turn away, sickened thoughts and draining days. I'm sick and tired of you.
I'm Hank Weathington, and I played Brent.
Hey, look, before you go thumbs down, swiping left, swiping right, I don't know how this works. Just know that I think we have a connection. And that you want the same connection I do.
You know, I had an idea for a show that involved a serial killer and what it would be like to try to find new victims while being stuck at home in isolation. So I pulled a couple of friends together, excited to work with Sarah and Greg and Red and Kelly and Joseph all again, who I've done some theater stuff with, and I thought that would be a perfect crew to create this show.
Yeah, I'm married with kids, but you know, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
I really wanted to explore the motivations of a guy who would feel stifled by being at home with a wife that he's already used to cheating on. You know, this aspect of Brent was really interesting to explore, and that's what I wanted to do as an actor and a writer in this particular situation. He's definitely not a good guy, but this aspect that he's a provider for his family, that he goes out and works really hard, and in return, he just feels like this is something he's entitled to.
Give me something for the old spank bank instead of the security footage of my teenage daughter's friends.
I really struggled with Brent from the aspect of saying some of the things that I wrote for him. The more vile the words, I had to give him an accent change. And you can actually see that in some changes between episode 1, 2, and 3. The more vile the words that he had to say, the more the accent came out. It was really hard to say some of those things in my own voice.
Made it an 18-year-old because, well, we got to keep things legal, right?
The other thing I struggled with, though, was when I was writing his dialogue, was not toning him down. Because it made me feel uncomfortable, I kept wanting to tone him down, but I knew that as soon as my skin started to crawl with what he would say, that I was on the right path. And that was really tough not to tone him down.
I always say, you got to make it rain while the sun is shining. I mean, that's obvious, right?
Getting the story right was what I found to be hard. While I may have come up with the original idea, it was really the other writers and Sarah and Greg and Red that all brought things to the table in character choices and ideas and direction, and trying to bring that all together and synthesize that into a story that brought us to the end. That was really hard. Everybody had such great ideas that, you know, we struggled to bring in the different aspects of that. One of the other things that I did find pretty hard was I also wrote Mark and Summer, and so the research that went into incel culture was very difficult, making sure that tonally Mark was right. And then on the flip side with Summer, to really get that loving kind of aspect that was desperate for love, and yet that could descend so quickly emotionally, like trying to make sure the tone for those two characters was correct. Yeah, that was a struggle. And that reminds me, I should probably clear my web history. Excuse me.
Are you avoiding me? Because finding you was like finding a needle in a backpack.
That I could do a thing. Really, that's what it comes down to. You know, often I or we have ideas, and that's all they will ever be, is ideas. We don't do anything with them. And in this case, you know, I had never written and produced and edited and did all the things to create a 90-minute 4-part show. I'd never done any of that stuff. So to be able to pull this together, that's what I learned about myself, that I could do it. And really, I credit the great group of people I worked with. I couldn't do it on my own. It wasn't something I did on my own, but it is what I learned, that if I'm surrounded by the right group of people, that I can do a thing. So, yeah.
I'm in this for the sex. You know, I'm not looking to make you the next Mrs. Brent.
Speaking directly to actors right now, I will say that some of you may need a break from all the rehearsals and the shows that you've been doing, or the stress of life. And I say take that break. You know, watch amazing performances, read great plays or great books, you know, refresh yourself, study your craft. But this may be the time where you need a break. But for others of you, this is a time to do something and be creative. And don't let this time stop you. You know, record a monologue, put it out there if you want, don't put it out there. Write something and perform it. Work with somebody and really dig into maybe some public domain plays, whatever. But just get out and do something. And both are valid. That's the key. If you need the break, take it. And if you need to be creative, go and do it. Don't let anything stop you.
Well, anyway, that's not going to happen to me. I mean, I take my vitamins and the occasional blue pill. So I'll see you real soon.
Really, what I wanted to have happen happened. We did a thing and we released it, and it's out in the world. You know, it would be great to have hundreds of thousands of views for the show, because I think that Sarah and Greg and Red and Kelly and Joseph deserve it. But at the end of the day, we did it and it's out there, and that's what I wanted to have happen. I just didn't want it to be locked up inside. Of course, I really wouldn't turn down a call from a major studio or, you know, Quentin Tarantino or Jordan Peele or anyone like that. My phone's open. Give me a ring.
Anyway, just get myself pumped singing my favorite song, you know. She's my cherry pie.
In closing, I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who made this possible, starting with Sarah, Greg, Red, Kelly, and Joseph. I could not have done this without you. This show is nothing without you and the work that you put in. So thank you for going on this long trip with me. To Brian Tippett of DSD Creative Group for working on the logo for our opening sequence. So thankful for that. Adam Passion of Briartone, thank you for the music that you allowed us to use. Confessions of the Wicked was a perfect opening track. And finally, to everyone who spent time watching this show, watching these capstone videos and everything, thank you for your feedback, your participation in this. I just really can't thank you all enough for being in this with me. So thank you.